Guess who got brands talking? Brandlive.co.za.
Hello and welcome to Creative Ghettos, the show that explores various creative industries and profiles the Africans who push them forward. Each week I spend 30 minutes unveiling excellent and inspiring individuals within creative industries, including but not limited to fine art, architecture, design, food, film and publishing. My name is Kwanele Kunene. Thank you for joining me right here on brandlive.co.za. Chilean architect Alejandro Aravena once said that we meet so we can find out what is between the lines so we can learn what we cannot on the internet. South African fine artist Neo Mahlangu is someone you certainly want to learn from firsthand. Within the space of a year, she's managed to switch from a career from medical science and become one to watch within the contemporary art space. How she did it, we'll have to find out within the next 30 minutes. Neo Mahlangu, thank you so much for being a guest today on Creative Ghettos. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, I'm truly so excited to speak to you because, you are defying the odds. You are really defying every single thing that can come... that can stand in the way of anybody's progress within any career that one chooses. Now, I want to know, you work, you come from a medical science background.
Yes.
Why did you make the switch to art?
Well, I have to say the switch didn't come very easy because... what I did is what I loved to do. Most people think that I left medical sciences because it was awful. It was, like something that is monstrous. But it's something that I actually enjoyed because I think studying the human body is one of the best things that a person could study. And it was one of my loves. But my first love is creating something, the art of creation. And while I was working within the medical space, I was doing art on the side. And the art on the side...
okay, you were doing both.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and the art on the side became bigger than the 9 to 5. And then I had to make the leap. And the leap was not something that I woke up to do. It's something that took months of preparation. It took months of reaffirming to myself that I'll be okay once I make the leap, because it's not easy. It is not mentally easy just leaving your comfort zone, because the comfort zone is one hell of a drug. And
it really
is.
Especially if you've been doing it for quite a while.
Yeah. So just doing that alone, it took a lot of support and encouragement for other people, but it also took a lot of internal support from myself. And after I did it, I never looked back. And the universe just opened up. There's something incredible about following the thing that you're meant to do. The universe really opens up for you.
And also just having, a lot of faith in yourself. I like how you were saying that there's a lot of internal support that you had to go through in order to make the switch. And what was the transition like? Because, like you said, the comfort zone is one hell of a drug. It really is. So how was the transition like from, having security, financial security from one end, and then throwing yourself into something that is, you never know how it's going to, which side the coin is going to flip on. Yeah.
So the transition, well, first of all, it was emotional. Trying to, or not even trying, just reminding myself that, I only have one life, and who am I living it for? And so I came from a very academic background, and that is why I studied what I studied. And there was a point where I sat down with myself and I was like, whose life am I living here? Am I living a life that is expected of me, or am I living a life that I want to live, And just having those internal discussions and realizing that, shucks, what I'm doing, it's okay, it's good, but it's not what I'm meant to do on this earth. And I think every person needs to have that kind of discussion with themselves, because it's very important. I mean, we only have one life. It's not a rehearsal.
No, it's not a rehearsal at all.
Yeah, live the best version of it. And from there, after realizing that, shucks, this is what I'm actually meant to do, then I started just telling everybody about it, just to see like gauge the reaction, and it was very interesting because everybody around me was like, about time.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was very interesting to find out. And then from there, it took months of preparation. So financial preparation. I also had to save to take that gap to also study design.
Yeah.
Because although I had the talent, I needed to understand how to use the talent to make something that makes sense.
Okay.
So I didn't...
And where did you study design?
Oh, yeah, I studied at Umuzi.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's something, it felt like taking 3 steps back to take 7 steps forward.
Yeah.
Because obviously I needed to leave the career that I was so comfortable in. But I think that is one of the best things that I've done.
Yeah.
Sometimes you really need to go back to the drawing board and learn something in order to be better at what you're doing.
So I'm going to take it back a little bit far back. I want to know more about, your background, just, how it was growing up for you, because you're one person. I mean, to do what you've done within the time frame that you have done it in.
Yeah.
You have to have grown up in an environment that reaffirmed confidence within you.
I think the environment that I grew up in was an environment that, like, my parents made me believe that I could do anything that I put my mind to. So the best example is just academics. When I was studying and I found something hard, my mom would be like, man, just look at this as if it's easy and you'll be able to do it. And just to change that mindset to be like, this math, whatever, it's actually easy. And then it removed that hurdle, that mental hurdle, that I can't do this, to I can do this. So to be able to look at things in that way, I think made everything within my life easier to do, because I see everything as I can do that. Even if you give me something intensely complicated to draw, I'll be like, yeah, sure, I can do it. I've never done it, but I can.
And tell me about what inspired some of the topics that you cover through your work.
Yeah, well, one thing that I strive to do through my art is to start a conversation or just inspire somebody to have a moment of introspection. I just don't want to create work that is just pretty to look at. So that is the essence. That is the core of everything that I do. Even if I change topics in the future, that is the core. I just want somebody to look at it and just think about where they are in their lives. So the most prominent topic within my work is social media. And it's just, I feel like it's something that we need to question every single day. And I feel like we're at a point where people are now questioning it because of the Mark Zuckerberg privacy investigation thing. And it's been something that I've been questioning, that are we really being our true selves within this realm? Is the definition of human connection even changing because of social media? Because when you look at how people connected maybe 70 years ago, it is not how people connect now. Does it mean that human connection has changed, or are we allowing it to change? So those are the questions that I don't have the answers to. I'm just asking. And I ask through my work. So
Why do you think you ask through your work? You know, anytime we touch on things like social media, there's always this feeling of insecurity that we all come from, because the more you scroll down Instagram, you see someone who's doing super well and someone you probably know very well, and you're just like, am I doing enough in this time and space? So do you think you create from a place of security or insecurity, a place of wanting to let your own light shine, or wanting to know whether your own light is worth shining?
To be honest, I think I'm creating from a place of insecurity, because usually when I'm in that space, I ask, am I enough? Am I enough? Am I enough? So you see these beautiful little posts, people looking good, people just bought a car, a person just had a baby, people are showing the highlights of their lives. And to be really honest, you have to look back and be like, okay, shucks, am I doing enough in my own life? So I think from that point, that's where I create my work, and that's where the questions start. Like, why am I even questioning the state of my life based on pictures.
Yeah.
Like, does that even make sense?
On other people's pictures. It's the most bizarre thing.
It's bizarre. Like, if you explain this to an 80-year-old person, they would be like, man, live your own life. You shouldn't be concerned about such things. But they're such a big deal now. And why is that, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it is from a place of insecurity.
Yeah. So does fear... Well, I suppose it's the same thing. Fear, does it play a role in your life at all? Both from a personal and from a professional sense. Because I think also when people create anything, really, we find ways of merging our personal lives and our professional lives.
That's true.
So is there any fear that plays a part in your life at all?
I think it's the fear. Well, I'm a textbook introvert. So every single day when I interact with somebody, just human connection is something that is always like going round and round in my mind. Am I saying something okay? Should I even talk to this person? I don't want to talk to them, but I think it's fitting for me to talk to them because as an introvert, I just prefer being by myself. So I think also the place of fear is, will we even be connected in the future?
Wow.
So, like in the essence of human, you know that human connection.
Yeah,
that
human
really
connection.
feeds.
Yeah,
that
not
feeds your
internet
soul.
connection.
Not internet. Like, are we going to a place where we won't need to be connected anymore? Because I can link up with somebody from Taiwan through Twitter, and I have 5,000 followers, and that's enough. Like, is that where we heading? Like, is loneliness where we are going to? I think that's my ultimate fear. That even though I'm a person who loves
Being
chilling by myself,
alone.
the thought of loneliness is a bit terrifying.
Yeah.
That is this where society is heading? Like, so, I think that fear drives my work. That fear to just question the state of where we're in is just why I do what I do.
Okay, so take me through your creative process. When you start putting whatever work it is that you're putting together, what are the first few things that you're thinking about, and why are you using why are you using the figures that you use in your artwork?
Okay, so first of all, it starts with me seeing something that everybody else sees every day, and then I start questioning it. So I question it to the point where it's at its simplest form. So, for example, if I see a post or something, then I'll question, why am I feeling insecure? Why is this person getting 5,000 likes and this person getting 10? Is their value different? But they're both human. Why is their value different, you know? It seems like likes and retweets and whatever are the new currency, but why is that, you know? So I start unpacking all of these things until it's at its simplest form, because once it's at its simplest form, then it can be shown visually.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I choose to use charcoal, like the traditional fine art medium. Because a lot of people have asked me to use like digital medium to show a digital concept, but I'm like, nah, because we're in a physical world, I want to use a physical medium, because that's where it starts. We start in a physical medium and then we go into digital.
That is very interesting.
Yeah, so and then from the charcoal, I also use your social medias, your Snapchats, your Instagrams as a medium itself. So that is why I use the way that I use them.
Okay.
I hope that makes sense.
Yeah. No, it does. It
Yeah.
does. I love that. I never actually thought of that process. So you long for, what you say? Okay, let me not put things into your mind that aren't actually there. But it's almost as if, you long for that deep connection with other people. But, maybe when you're in that space around human beings, you just feel,
It's a bit too much.
Okay, so I quickly want to speak about Design Indaba, Emerging Creatives.
Gosh.
When you got that call, that is huge, because
That
you were chosen to be part of Design Indaba, Emerging Creatives for 2018.
Yeah.
When you got that call,
I couldn't function.
can I finish the question? What did you feel was beginning to happen in your life?
I remember And it was the beginning of the first week of January, and we had to keep the news to ourselves for like 3 weeks and not reveal it to the public. But I remember I looked at my phone and I'm like, is this real? No, it's not. And then I showed it to somebody, like the nearest person next to me. I'm like, please look at this and tell me if this is real or if this is a prank.
Yeah.
And they looked at it and they're like, oh my God. Oh. I'm like, wait, is this really happening? So the whole day I was numb. I won't lie. And I think they were trying to test us, like, how strong is your willpower to not break?
Yeah, they messing with us.
I swear.
Yeah.
Because those 3 weeks were the longest weeks just to tell somebody else. Because some people, you feel like you tell them and then they'll tweet about it, and we were not allowed to, like, share it with anybody. And I don't know, it still feels surreal that happened. But I have to say, once we were in Cape Town, that was one of the best experiences of my life.
But what did you feel with your career? Did you think that, oh my word, this is for real? Every single decision I made prior to this moment,
To be honest, it
was
felt
being affirmed.
Yeah, to be honest, it really felt like this is the beginning. That's just what it felt like. I don't feel like I've arrived anywhere. I feel like this is the beginning. It was like
sure.
a pat on my shoulder to affirm that, you know what, you're not crazy. What you're doing actually matters and makes sense. So yeah, that's just what it felt for me.
And who are some of the people you met during Design Indaba who you felt had a lot to give to you and the world in terms of creative inspiration and good guidance?
I met a lot of people. So Design Indaba has a lot of talks and stuff. So I met incredible other emerging creatives. And I think the things that stood out for me were the talks that they had there. So they pulled other creatives from around the world to share their work and how their creative process is like and how their work changes the world, blah, blah, blah. But they're incredible people in the world doing incredible things and that see the world with a different eye. And I think that whole conference itself stretched my creative envelope because there are people who are like doing architecture using fungi. Like, who does that? Do you understand?
Yeah.
There's somebody who created an app to diagnose like cataracts in your eye just by using your phone camera lens. What? You know what I mean? There are people who just take photography to levels that I've never ever seen before. So I think it'll be unfair to say one person stood out.
Okay.
The essence of that whole conference, just describing what creativity can do to change people's lives, because there are also people who use landscaping to minimize the effects of tsunamis on an island.
But don't you just think that it shows how limitless we are as human beings?
Right?
We really are.
Yeah. So I think it just made me realize how incredible the brain is and how incredible other people can be using the resources that they have. You know, it doesn't mean that if you don't have anything, you don't have anything. Like, what you have is enough. So the essence of it just really ignited my soul. Like, yeah, I can't even describe it. Yeah.
And being part of the Emerging Creatives crew, the crew of 2018. What did that mean? What are some of the things that you guys had to do? Did you just have to show your work? What was that all about?
So we had a little training thing. I don't know how to describe it, but just how to take your creativity to the next level and how to look at your creativity as a business. So, and even now they still give support on how to take your creativity even further. So I think being part of a group that is like-minded in creativity, it's very encouraging because we still, even to this day, talk to each other and just give each other tips. And if somebody's having an event or whatever, we still go there. So it's like a little family that has formed because of that thing. And it's encouraging to see peers who are your same age doing incredible stuff.
Yeah.
So it also pushes you to do even more incredible things. So yeah.
Okay, so one of your most recent bodies of work is titled Unfiltered.
Yeah.
What would you say that means in our current age, which allows for and almost encourages us to interact with so many filters?
I think
in real life and on social media. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think in real life, I'm just trying to say, like, honesty is the most beautiful thing out there.
Wow.
And sometimes that's forgotten because we're trying to keep up with standards. We're trying to keep up with unwritten rules. Like, it's so bizarre for me. I'm so observant. It's crazy, but I think everybody sees this. That there's this unwritten rule in life which has creeped up in social media that says that you should not share or talk about the normal stuff. So waking up, not feeling like, waking up. People don't talk about that. We choose to talk about outliers. We choose to talk about the day you got engaged. But I think 80% of human experience are those normal moments where you stand outside and wait for a taxi. Nobody posts about that, So that is the most honest part of human experience. And if you can celebrate those normal moments, I think we'll be able to relate more and not try to keep up to appearances and to,
And it's funny because, I was reading some book today that spoke about finding happiness in every single moment.
Yeah.
And if maybe we did live our lives or post in the most honest ways, even if it's like for a week.
Yeah.
Just to see and appreciate how you are in every single moment of your waking day.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I love that. Honesty is very important. We're going to actually take a short break right now. I'll have more with South African fine artist, Neo Mahlangu, after this.
Have you ever thought about the power of social media? Social media has the power to make your business grow. Yeah. Why don't you let us manage your social media? Because our business is to see your business grow. Visit us at www.bstownmedia.co.za.
You're listening to brandlive.co.za, an industry first in the world of internet radio. Not only are we an internet radio station, we are an internet radio platform for your brand. So why not expose your brand to potentially thousands of listeners and improve your customer relationships and brand equity with podcasts and live broadcasts? Be sure to check brandlive.co.za for more information. brandlive.co.za, harnessing the power of internet radio. You're listening to brandlive.co.za.
Welcome back to Creative Ghettos. I am joined by a phenomenal South African fine artist, Neo Mahlangu. She's shaking her head as if she doesn't agree, but she truly is. We were speaking earlier on about how you've been able, how you've been able to break through the industry in such a great way and in such a short time. What do you think you did that allowed you to attain such an unimaginable level of success within this very short period? Because you've been
big words.
No, it is. It really is unimaginable. I mean, you were a Cassirer Welz finalist last year. Design Indaba emerging creative this year. You were doing pretty well for yourself. Within a year actually. Yeah. 2017. Yeah. Your bio just says 2017.
I did a lot of stuff. I think two things worked in my favor. So support and just being very persevering.
Yeah.
Because all of these things can't happen if you don't put in the work, right? But most of these things wouldn't have happened if I didn't meet the right people who would lead me in the right direction, because I'm a person who is not familiar with the creative space. I wouldn't know who to go to do anything, So it's amazing how life just made me meet people. There's this lady called Sarah, and she is very knowledgeable in the fine art space, and she saw me and my, unexperienced person, and she has been patient with me in just teaching me how to have a concept within the fine art space.
Yeah.
Because it's very different within advertising and within fine art. So just teaching me what the difference is, not to just create pieces for their beauty, but let them have meaning, those kind of things. So meeting people like that within my journey has helped me refine and I think perseverance, because I'm a person who's extremely competitive. So whatever I do, I make sure that I give my ultimate all. And if I need to learn something, I make sure that I'm extremely teachable within that thing, so that when I learn it and I put craft in it, it looks like somebody who's done it for 3 years, but it's actually my first time doing that. I have a very high standard of output.
Which pays testament to your first exhibition where you sold all your works.
Yeah.
I mean, really? How on earth does that even happen?
I don't know, man. That's what I'm saying. When you're supposed to do the thing that you're meant to do, the universe opens up and gives you confirmation. And in that way, it was, not a lot of people can even say this, but first exhibition, everything is sold out. Like, what?
Yeah.
And I'm not even from the fine art space. I didn't go to fine art school. I'm just coming from this like serious.
Yeah, you have no swag.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't even look like an artist. And yet that happens. I feel like that was one of the biggest confirmations for me that, shucks, maybe I'm on the right path.
Yeah, you are. Yeah. Okay, so one last thing. When all is said and done, what would you like to be remembered for?
I'd like to be remembered for the woman who unapologetically chased her dreams. Because I believe, that thing, Lupita Nyong'o, your dreams are valid. And I'm a believer of purpose, that we are all on this earth for a reason. And I want to be remembered as somebody who unapologetically dived into it. Yeah.
Neo Mahlangu, thanks a million, kajillion, billion for joining me today. Neo has a new exciting body of work called Women Commemoration Project, which gives a power nod to multitudes of women, including South African artist Lady Scully, media powerhouse Bonang Matheba, and Nigerian author Lavi Ajayi. Follow Neo on Instagram at Neo_M_art and look out for any of her many upcoming exhibitions. To find out more about the Africans who drive various creative industries forward, make sure to follow Creative Ghettos on Instagram at Creative Ghettos. My name is Kwanele Kunene. Join me again next week, Friday from 2 to 2:30 p.m. for another impactful show. Bye for now.
Harnessing the power of talk radio. Brandlive.co.za